My first question for you is, if you were to go back to when you were in either high school or college and have a conversation with your 20-year-old self, what is the best piece of advice that you would tell your younger self?
Hard work and risk are two things, and luck, three things. There's three things you need to be successful. And there's never a final moment that you can't find success. It's always waiting for you. You just have to keep pushing forward.
The one component I kind of want to talk about a little bit with you, and I love that you brought up, but risks. Like, how important has risk taking been to you throughout your career, throughout your lifetime?
So if I was talking to my 28-year-old self, I was picking up garbage on a garbage truck. I moved to a company on a very small salary in 2008-9 in commercial real estate brokerage. Ended up getting rid of the salary, went all commission in Connecticut, which there wasn't a lot of real estate brokerage happening in Connecticut. And, that risk and working hard and, 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, got me to a position that I created a real estate development company here in Austin, Texas. That's pretty successful. And we're one of the fastest. All the lessons learned has made us fast growing, successful, and flexible in the way that we deal with objections and hurdles.
That's amazing. I love that. And so my next question for you is someone who is an entrepreneur, what would be your best piece of advice to someone wanting to start a business going into 2023?
What's a good business in 2023?
Like, what's your advice to someone starting a business this next year?
There's always opportunity. It's just, a lot of times in situations like this, people sort of press the brakes or take their foot off the gas. I feel like if you can just focus, put your foot on the gas, and outwork everyone, there's always opportunity. And this is where you could sort of make a business in a situation like this when no one else is pushing forward.
I love that. And so real estate, and especially in a market like Austin, it's very competitive. But what is something that you've done among your competitors to really make you stand out and that you think other people should, try and implement, regardless of the industry, whether it's real estate or not, it doesn't matter what it is, but what have you done to really stand out against your competitors that you've implemented?
Make decisions, frankly. Like know what you're going after, know your market, and be able to make fast decisions and have conviction about them. During COVID, we had a couple deals that were going to close. We had lenders walk away. Luckily, we had investors that stuck with us and said, if you believe in it, we'll move forward. We hustled, we found lenders, we got it done. We took that optimism and, bought more land before that big COVID rush. And, it was just that conviction and working hard and sort of the things I said earlier when things didn't look good. We just, pushed forward. When, I was on a plane every week, every other week, all through COVID. And no one was out, no one would take meetings. And, the people that took meetings, we got things done.
Wow, I love that. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
And, for someone who is looking to kind of pursue real estate in 2023, whether they're looking to invest or kind of go into sales, start their own brokerage, what advice would you see? What's the greatest lesson that you've learned through your career in real estate and that you would want to tell someone else?
The biggest thing I learned in real estate. So I went from brokerage, frankly, I went from management and service, the service side, to brokerage to, development and ownership and asset management. And, there's just opportunity in all the different areas within real estate. If you want to, cut lawn, you could be successful there. If you want to buy and sell properties, buy land, there's so many opportunities. It's again, just finding what you know and what you want to do and just doing it and getting a little lucky, sort of working fast, having conviction, keeping a good name and good reputation, and, treat your investors properly.
And just two last questions for you. From what you have seen throughout your career, for younger people today especially, whether it's, a skill set, a mindset thing to possess when going out into the real world, how can someone start their path to becoming wealthy in 2023? Regardless of the industry, but, how can someone become financially free in today's world?
So going back to when I was younger, and I can just go from personal experience, as silly as it sounds, standing in front of this house, you can always save money. You can always find a way to put money aside. And the way that I was able to break off, and frankly, when we started the brokerage career, I started, on my own with a partner, but the two of us were really young. And I had enough savings that I was able to make that commitment. And, without that savings, I would have never been able to have that choice. And I feel like a lot of people take going out to eat or going on vacations, and I know that's part of life, but without financial stability, you lose optionality.
And I guess my last question would be, when someone is starting to, make money throughout their careers and they're looking to multiply, they're looking to kind of expand kind of like what they do have, where do you think people should really look to put their money going into 2023? It's in kind of a downward market, economic recession, as a lot of people are talking about. Like, what advice would you tell for someone who's really trying to like multiply and kind of like expand their income? I'll ask a different one, actually.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
ask a
trying
different
to
one.
think.
No, it's good. I'll ask a better one. But what was the best financial decision that you made throughout your career personally? If there's what was the best financial decision that you ever made?
Probably meeting my wife when I was 23, because it allowed me to focus on what I really wanted and not, going out and sort of that part of the world. I mean, there's other monetary decisions I made that I've sort of pushed and struggled to get to that have turned out pretty well. But I mean, the best one was just knowing that, there's not, there's a long-term goal, and you're gonna not get everything you want, or all the bells and whistles today, because your goal isn't today. Your goal's 20, 30 years,
Right.
to have a couple kids,